Welcome back to the cryptowrld channel, everyone. My name is Josh, and right now Bitcoin is once again testing this important line of resistance, while in the short term Bitcoin is breaking this pattern, which I'll talk about in just a moment, so definitely stick around. First of all, just giving you a quick update here on the daily Bitcoin chart. And right now, as I'm recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is still struggling around that $27,000 area, currently acting as a bit of resistance. And obviously, as of right now, in the daily Bitcoin price oscillators, these are still technically trending in the more bearish direction, because clearly the daily Bitcoin RSI is still forming lower highs and lower lows, while the daily Bitcoin MACD is also trending to the downside, with the histogram within the MACD indicator currently sitting in the red. And so once again, as I've said recently on the channel, this basically means that we are currently looking more bearish than bullish just in the more shorter term here on the daily time frame, kind of like what we saw back here, because obviously back during around February and March, the RSI and the MACD were trending to the downsides, and what we saw back then in the price of Bitcoin was of course shorter term bearish price action. We did see that significant pullback in the price of Bitcoin, but technically speaking, that still occurred within a larger multi-month long bullish trend. And so this is why I've also been saying that even though we're looking more bearish than bullish just in the shorter term, this does not necessarily invalidate that larger bullish trend that we have been seeing in the price of Bitcoin since November last year. But now if you're zooming into the 8-hour Bitcoin chart, right now as I'm recording this video, the price of Bitcoin is seeing another rejection from this line of resistance, which is currently sitting at around 27.5k. And so obviously, at least for now, that 27.5k level is still acting as resistance. And once again, as I've said recently on the channel, while the price of Bitcoin remains below that level, this pattern and this technical price target are still currently active, because essentially this break to the downside and this price target for this pattern would only get invalidated if we see a confirmed breakout back above 27.5k with confirmation such as candle closes back above that level, or ideally flipping that resistance into new support again. Either way, if we see something like that happen, then of course that would invalidate this price target and this break to the downside. And so in that scenario, if the price of Bitcoin can indeed reclaim 27.5k, then in that case, I would of course start to flip more bullish in the short term. And here on the 8-hour chart, I'll be targeting towards this line, which is sitting at around 28.7k. But remember, that is only the case if we first see the price of Bitcoin successfully reclaim 27.5k, which as of right now has not yet happened. So once again, this is why I have been leaning more bearish than bullish just in the shorter term here in terms of the trend and momentum, because we are still currently lacking those bullish confirmation signals. And now if you're zooming into the shorter term, like this 4-hour Bitcoin chart, obviously over the last 3 days or so, I have been talking about this short-term hidden bearish divergence, which has been playing out successfully. But obviously just over the last 1 day, we have seen a move back to the upside, back to where we originally started this hidden bearish divergence. And this move to the upside essentially now invalidated this hidden bearish divergence, because we now have horizontal highs in the price of Bitcoin alongside horizontal highs in the RSI, which is of course no divergence at all. And so due to the fact that this hidden bearish divergence is no longer active in the short term, right now I am currently more neutral rather than anything else just in the short term, so not overly bearish or overly bullish, which means I would most likely be expecting some more choppy sideways price action here in the shorter term. And if you want to know how to make a lot of money in a choppy sideways price range, then stick around to the end of this video to find out more. But remember, all of this is currently occurring within a larger multi-month long bullish trend that we have seen since November November. But anyway, now getting into the Ethereum part of this video. This is on the daily ETH to US dollar chart, and this right here is very similar to what I said for Bitcoin on the daily time frame. Once again, as of right now, in the more shorter term relative to the daily chart, of course, we are leaning more bearish than bullish at the moment while we are in this pullback. And this is also due to factors like the RSI and the MACD still currently trending to the downsides. But once again, this is not the first time this has happened. This also happened back during around January to February to March, which is also where we saw our fair share of short-term bearish price action, which occurred within this larger bullish trend that we've seen since November. And of course, if we start to see more bullish confirmation signals on the daily chart, like for example, a reversal in the RSI forming higher lows and higher highs, or a bullish cross here in the daily Ethereum MACD, or simply a breakout back above key resistance in the price of ETH here on the daily chart, either of those signals would help signal a continuation in the larger bullish trend. But at least for now, we have not yet seen those bullish confirmation signals here on the daily chart, which is why I have been leaning more bearish than bullish just in the shorter term for now. And now, speaking of the shorter term, zooming into the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart, and right now, as of recording this video, the price of ETH is getting another perfect rejection from this area of resistance sitting in between around 1830 to 1850. And as for short-term support, over the last 1 to 2 days, the price of ETH has developed a small amount of support at around 1780 to 1790, but below that level, we have some more significant support at around 1760, and below that level, we have this area of support in between 1.7k to 1730. And as for that hidden bearish divergence here on the 4-hour ETH to US dollar chart that I have been talking about over the last 3 days, obviously over the last 1 day, we have seen an invalidation signal for this bearish pattern, with the price moving back to the upside above this descending line of resistance. And on top of that, if you're looking at the highs in the price action, we have almost horizontal highs, while the RSI has also formed almost horizontal highs, which means no divergence at all. So due to this, just in the imminent short term, talking about the next 1 day or so, I'll be leaning more neutral rather than overly bullish or overly bearish, meaning I would mostly be expecting some choppy sideways price action just in the short term here. And now, if you want to know how to make a lot of money in crypto, even during a choppy sideways price range, then check out the video in the bottom left of your screen right now, because that video right there shows you how to make money in a choppy sideways price range, and the video in the top left shows you how to make money if the price is trending either bullish or bearish. But anyway, that's everything that I have to say for today. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you all in the next video.